I want 2,000 yards rushing, says Bijan. Says Bijan Robinson, this monster of ours, this guy that everybody's going to doubt. They're going to say Algier, and they're just going to not feed him the football again. You're going to get disappointed again. The Falcons aren't that good. They have no quarterback. Let Bob run his mouth. Let Bob pretend this man can't be running back one in 2024. Let people think we got it all wrong last year when we thought what's going to happen in 2024 would have happened last year during his rookie year. Bijan wants 2,000 yards rushing. I want 2,000 yards rushing. You want 2,000 yards rushing. The Fantasy Football Show emergency live stream. Bijan Robinson. Live stream begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Some are going to laugh. You know, not as many as we probably expect, because I think logic will finally weigh in for the people that have continued to doubt him. But this comment right here, Okafor, why you always got to be the negative Nancy in the building? He ain't going anywhere close. This is the same Okafor. Let's go find one of your other quotes somewhere.
And off he goes.
Gibbs is cooked.
Known as Uranus.
Gibbs is cooked, Smitty. I believe this was in late August that you posted that one. So pardon me, Okafor, if I don't engage any further with you on your opinion on this matter. Why don't you, Okafor, go get a coffee? Go get a Bijan Robinson coffee. In fact, we're taking away your Bijan card. We probably already have, but we're never giving it back.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
Wow, Wheel Snipe Selly. We haven't seen Wheel Snipe Selly here in a minute. Appreciate you being here. Wheel Snipe gifted 10 exclusive memberships. Wheel Snipe, you are an absolute monster, a maniac. I think somebody else might have gifted memberships too. I got to pull up my my show on this iPad here so I can see those things for whatever reason. Let me mute the sound on here just so you guys don't hear that sound, but you do see what everybody's dropping here. We've got 10 gifted memberships from Wheel Snipe Selly, a.k.a. Wheel Snipe City. He is our man, the myth, the legend. Appreciate you being in here. It's my job, Smitty. No one cares about these little peanut gallery comments anymore, Okafor, until you're able to shoot some truth at us, okay? Wheel Snipe, appreciate you. Bijan Robinson is telling you, Okafor, telling all of the doubters out there, I'm running for 2,000 yards. Here's his quote right here. Let me move it over here so we can read it. Bijan Robinson led all rookie running backs in both rushing and total yards in 2023, and he has his sights set on an even bigger mark heading into year two. I want 2,000 yards, the Atlanta Falcons standout recently told Sports Illustrated. I know those are big expectations, but Bijan, we believe in you. And we're taking Okafor's card away. We're taking every Bijan Robinson doubter's card away. If anybody thinks this man can't be the number one, can't be. I didn't say he will. I didn't say for sure. If anybody thinks he can't be, it's impossible for him to be the number one running back in fantasy football 2024. If you truly believe it's impossible, your Bijan card has been revoked.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
And I'll tell you right now, I am not giving it back to any one of you. I don't care how much you love Bijan Robinson later. If you think he can't be RB1, if you think he can't get 2,000 yards, you're out of your mind. Because this guy absolutely has the potential to do it. And when they get their hands on a quarterback, they bring in Justin Fields via trade. And I don't want to hear that's bad for Bijan. It's going to be good for Bijan. Bijan will get dump-off passes from Justin Fields. Bijan's capable of 5, 6, 7 receiving touchdowns. Bijan Robinson is going to have so much room to navigate and run because defenses will be keying on where Justin Fields is at all times. They'll have to spy him. They'll have to make sure they're totally aware of where he is at every moment. He will be more dangerous in terms of throwing and running a dual threat than Bijan ever will all season long. Maybe one of the best things that could ever happen to Bijan is Justin Fields because of how wide open Bijan will be on dump-off plays, because they'll be worried about Fields scrambling, how unbelievably good he's going to do between the tackles, yards per carry wise, because defenses will be spread out. Defenses will be occupied. Nobody can try and just 8-man front Bijan over and over and over. He'll literally exploit all of this all season long, and there's nothing opposing defenses can do about it if Justin Fields is under center, keeping defenses on their toes on 8 different levels, in 8 different ways. Bijan Robinson to the freaking moon. If Bijan Robinson gets Russell Wilson to the moon, and I'm not saying Russell Wilson's an amazing quarterback, but if Russell Wilson gets on this roster here in Atlanta, it's a 10,000 times upgrade from last year's combination of Ritter and Arthur Smith. So if anybody thinks this can't be fantasy football gold for Bijan with Russell Wilson under center, you got another thing coming as well. Let's say they draft Michael Penix Jr. with the 8 overall pick, in Penix Jr., who everybody says won't even be a first rounder now. Let's say he climbs up through combine, pro day, workouts, and everybody starts saying this guy is actually the real deal. People start using their brain, and they realize Penix Jr. has so much to offer the NFL, and that people judging him on a national championship game against a very amazingly aggressive and tough defense that made everybody look like a fool, then you got another thing coming to you. Michael Penix Jr. is a monster. If they draft him here at number 8, I will applaud it. If they bring in, let's say, Kirk Cousins, I will applaud it. I think the Atlanta Falcons will either have Cousins, Fields, Penix Jr., or Russell Wilson. I honestly don't see another scenario, and I think Atlanta will be the most aggressive to at least get, if one of those gets knocked out of the equation, they'll get extra aggressive on the next one, afraid it will slip through their fingers. This will be, in my opinion, coming off of the disappointing year, the misuse of the number 8 overall pick back-to-back, and the Kyle Pitts number 4 overall pick. Kyle Pitts 4, Bijan number 8, London number 8. I think Arthur Blank is so sick to his stomach about how this talent hasn't been utilized properly, how Arthur Smith crapped the bed. He's willing to make sure some of the biggest parts and reasons why the Falcons did so badly last year was because of quarterback. He is going to sit here and say, we'll spare no expense. Go fix that piece of the puzzle. We have too much talent to not be making it deep into the playoffs, let alone even better. I believe Arthur Blank will get it done. I believe that this massive upgrading coaching staff, this arsenal of coaching tree ability right here, coming over from LA, coming over from the Rams. Now the Atlanta Rams are sitting right in front of your face. This Zach Robinson monster and architect that's going to make Bijan Robinson look like Kyron Williams. This Zach Robinson monster and offensive architect that was the QB coordinator in LA that helped Stafford do what he did last year, helped Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp do what they did. This is going to be the Atlanta Rams. Get ready for it. You got Raheem Morris's defense. This is the recipe. DeMeco Ryans in Houston. Stoic is the offensive coordinator, and Slowick is the offensive coordinator, and that works. That recipe works. Slowick is absolutely amazing. DeMeco's amazing leader and head coach. Same thing down here in Washington with Quinn, defensive minded. Raheem Morris, DeMeco Ryans. This is the recipe now. Strong offensive coordinator Slowick in freaking in Houston. And then you got Ben Johnson, strong offensive mind at OC in Detroit. Then now you've got Kingsbury with Adam Peters, the puppet master above at GM. This is the recipe right here. This is the recipe, and it's going to do it live. And I can't wait to watch Bijan Robinson climb up and make everybody look like a fool that's doubting him based on last year. Last year that has no correlation or ties to this year. Last year that looks so much very different than this year. Bijan is going to explode, and Bijan's going to do nothing but score touchdowns and run for big yards and have wide open 6-yard per carry runs. Let's go, Bijan, to the moon.
Hi, my name is Bijan Robinson. I like long walks on the beach. And, well, I also like scoring.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special message from the Bruce's mother.
Get Bijan.
It's like expecting McCaffrey to rush for 2K. It won't happen. Okafor, pardon us if we don't listen to your advice on this one, okay? You're the same person.
And off he goes to the planet known as Uranus.
The same person on our Planet Uranus Men list where you said Gibbs was cooked. You give up too easily. You run from a situation like this 9 times out of 10. Okafor, scare money don't make money. Okafor, you're trembling at the idea of putting your trust in an unproven asset. This is the way you look at it. And I'm a psych major. I bring psychology to the table all the time, Okafor, and I can tell you right now, without even you being on my couch with your feet propped up with a little tiny pillow poo behind your head and a little ice water or a little tea that you want me to hand you and talk you through all the shaking and scared behavior of not trusting unknown commodities. That is, admit it, that is your MO. You can't trust somebody that hasn't done it yet. Well, you know what? Scared money don't make money. We don't care. You know who else doesn't care? You know who else doesn't care? Wheel Snipe City, who just gifted another freaking 5 gifted memberships because he's a monster. Wheel Snipe City is on the unicorn list, as is so many of you absolute monsters that have come throughout the years and graced this show with amazingness.
He is a unicorn.
Look at these monsters right here. Look at all of these monsters right here. Where's Perps is on here? There it is. Perps is on here. Perps has dropped well more than $100, but I have Perps up here in the top. I've got Ron Navy, who dropped the highest super chat in the history of the show with a 765. Perps dropped absolutely the most gifted memberships ever in a given live stream, let alone probably ever in a given day, probably a given week. Wheel Snipe Selly, aka City's probably second place for dropping the most gifted memberships in a single setting or in the history of the channel. It's probably between Perps and Wheel Snipe Selly for dropping the most gifted memberships, as Wheel Snipe Selly's proving right here on this channel right now. Appreciate you, Wheel Snipe Selly. It's good to see you. We haven't had you here for a while. We appreciate you, bro. Where have you been? First and foremost, where have you been? Guys, I can't wait for Bijan. Bijan season's here. It's here to stay. And this guy's going to be a staple inside not the top 5. Let's put some respect on Bijan's name. Top 1 to 5. He's a top 1 to 5 running back going forward in redraft and dynasty. And we're about to go on the dynasty channel to also further amplify this topic, to further talk about it, but from a dynasty only perspective. So if you thought the night was over, get ready, buckle up. If you're going to go to bed early because you got to work in the morning, I understand. You can put the ear pod in, go to sleep. Smitty will tuck you in via the dynasty channel because we're jumping over there in a second. Let's open the phone lines to talk Bijan on this main channel here. But then after we take a couple phone calls, looks like Wheel Snipe Selly dropped another 10 gifted memberships to Saturn. To Saturn, Wheel Snipe. I mean, what more can you say about a guy that's coming in dropping wads like this? I want someone to call into the show. Talk to me about Bijan. Tell me your expectation. Okafor, why don't you call in and throw a little doubt and tell us why you're so down on Bijan? And then you're going to call. I know you know what you're going to do? You're going to call in and pretend you're not down on him. You're going to call in and backtrack and say, I don't not like him. I just think that He's not going to be able to rush for 2,000 yards. Why? Because I can't see it. If I can't see it, I can't taste it, I can't hold it, it must not be true, says Okafor. Quote, 2024. Call in if you want, Okafor. I would love to talk to you about it. I'd love to open the phone line here for a few minutes and discuss Bijan Robinson. Then we're jumping over to the Dynasty channel, which you can find the link in the description, youtube.com. Let me show you real quickly what that looks like. youtube.com/Dynasty Fantasy Football. And you're currently watching youtube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. But we're jumping over to the Dynasty channel. Links in the description. Then we might even go over to Rumble after that because we're crazy. We're crazy. We're absolute mad dogs. And we're not scared to go live 3 times in like a 2-hour period. It's just not in our nature. Wheel Snipe Selly dropping 10 gifted memberships like he always does. He comes in late at night. I don't know where DW's been, by the way. Wheel Snipe, I don't know if you could find him. We need to put the bat signal out for DW. Last bat signal message was from Perps. Now we need to put DW in here. And then I got Okafor calling in. Okafor, hang tight. Hang right there. DW. We need to find DW. I don't know if Wheel Snipe Selly can put out an alert if Lego Batman can try and find our boy. Okay, so we got the man himself, the doubter, the Bijan cardless Okafor on the phone. Bijan cardless Okafor. Okafor, how's it feel that your wallet is light 1 card now? You no longer have the Bijan card in the wallet, pal. How's that wallet feel? Is it light?
Yeah, definitely light. But I mean, does that mean I can't draft Bijan? Because I mean, it'd be cool to be able to draft.
It sounds pretty hypocritical of you, if I would say drafting Bijan after the comment you just made. Look, Okafor, let me clear something up. It's not like you're saying, "Oh, I love Bijan." 2,000 would be a lot. That's cool. Like, I don't know. Wow, that's you literally the beginning of the show. I believe you're one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're the 5th comment. Okay, Corey comes in and drops W. Okay, that's first question of the night or first comment of the night. First person in the building. Corey, appreciate you. Hung Like Hernandez says, let's go. Okay, Jose says, we here. Hector says, yo. Okay, even the comments below you. W, yo, feet wiped, get Bijan. And here's your comment. You're 5th into the building. The show isn't even 2 sentences into the monologue. And here's what you say. He ain't getting anywhere close. If that's not the comment of a hater or a down on Bijan person, I don't know what is, because that is your initial instinct and reaction to come in and just poo-poo and crap all over the topic, which look, Okafor, if I had a real problem with it, you wouldn't be here. You're here for a reason. We do need a few Okafors in the building, and we certainly need Okafors in our draft so we can continue to steal Bijan away, because a lot of Okafors are gonna, and this is Okafor on the phone right now. He goes by this name on his on YouTube, but Okafor, we need people like you in our chat to doubt Bijan so we can steal him away at 6, 7, 8 overall and don't have to spend 1, 2, or 3. So tell me what's on your mind and tell me why you hate Bijan.
But I don't hate. Okay, actually, first, maybe I have actually, this might go back to last year. There was a whole lot of Bijan hype around. And to me, he seemed a little bit overhyped. But then this year he just got put in a bad situation with Arthur Smith. But from what I saw on tape, the man did look good. He looked nice and scrappy. Okay, rolling into this year about this particular comment that he made. It'd be nice, for him to rush for 2,000. Do I think he's going to be able to do it? No, because he doesn't.
What? What kind of logic do you really have? Hold on. What kind of logic do you really have that you can bring to the table right now to tell us why he can't rush for 2,000 yards? Go ahead. Is he going to be his quarterback? Because you don't know what that's going to look like, and we know damn sure they're going to try and bring somebody in that like I said, it's Cousins, Fields, Penix Jr. Go ahead.
This is about rushing yards. He catches way too many balls to be able to rush If you told me they're going to give him 30 carries a game every game, then I'd say, yeah, he can rush for 2,000. But that's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen. So, like, 2,000 total yards? Yeah, I can get behind that. 2,000 rushing yards, which is what he said.
How many on an 18-game season? You know, they have a bye week, but 17 played games. How many yards do you think that is, Okafor?
117. I think I just popped it in the calculator.
100? Yeah, of course you did. Now. Comes up with it. He's 100. I think it's 117.6470588823. He acted like he's doing that math in his head. Hey, Okafor, it's 100. Just as you said, 117 yards. 117 yards a game. That's not that's not like factoring in. Okay, he's gonna have a 150-yard game. He's gonna have a 200-yard game, a 190-yard game. Like he could afford to have those 80-yard rushing games. 117 yards a game is not out of the question for a guy that can average 5 to 6 yards per carry. And if he gets Justin Fields, like I said, he's going to be ripping off 6 yards per carry because defenses will be honed in on where Fields is at all times, and you'll have an extra man watching him, spying him, following him, and you're gonna see him catch a lot of footballs. No doubt about it. And could you be right at the end of the day, Okafor? Sure. Like maybe he pulls in 800 receiving yards and has like 1,500, rushing, and he's like 500 yards off of his projection, but it's just balanced different, which is fine. But like, this is what I'm talking about. You come in and you're the fifth comment, and it's how do you expect to hold a Bijan card when your first comment's negative about Bijan? It's the same thing with Gibbs. It's the same thing with Gibbs, though. You said Gibbs was cooked. You didn't have any patience whatsoever.
Hold on. About the Gibbs, okay? That was after week 1. I saw the usage of Monty. I saw the usage of Gibbs, and made projections of what would happen. Now, things changed. The whole projection got jacked up when Monty went down. And they gave the key to the kingdom. So like his increase in workload and touch share went up a whole lot faster than it probably would have.
Snipe.
Once it gone down
to the moon.
Will Snipe. Will Snipe Sully. Hey, real quickly, you're a knee-jerk reacting Ned. When you sit when you were a kid, when you got your physical to play sports, you played sports, right?
Yeah.
When you sat on the table and he took that hammer out and he hit your knee, your knee jerked before he even hit your knee with the hammer, because you knee jerk react as quickly as anybody I've ever seen, but you go the other way, you flip flop the other way just as quick. But I'm telling you right now, your Bijan card's taken away because of the quickness of your reaction. To be the first negative comment every single time. You had to come in and poo-poo on Bijan. You couldn't have said 2,000 yards. Absolutely. I just think it's balanced different. I think he's going to get 20. I actually think he's going to get 2,100 yards, but it'll be a lot of receiving, a lot of rushing. Do you think I would have come in here and said, Okafor, how dare you talk about the balance of his 2,100 yards? No. You said he ain't getting anywhere close to that. That's not, I don't think he'll get it because he'll receive more. You came in and said he isn't getting anywhere close to that. This is negative. This is a backpedal conversation, just like I predicted. Bijan Robinson, you want on your team. It's one of the first things you said when you called in. I was like, can I draft him? Am I allowed to draft him? I don't know. That's up to the audience. I don't know that you're...
The banner at the bottom of your screen, the Bijan quote was 2,000 yards rushing. Right? Nobody said nothing about. If I saw total yards, I wouldn't have said a peep. I would have been like, "Yo, Smitty, hey, Smitty." That's what I usually do. But I mean, if I see that you first hopped on live, I mean, I'm kind of at the back of my head trying to get my comment in as soon as possible.
Your negative comment, your cut and paste negative comment. Hey, Okafor, can I just say one thing? We need you more than you need us. Can I just tell you that? We need you, and we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your role and our ability to get Bijan at 6, 7, 8 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. So, on that note, Okafor, we're going to give you a standing ovation.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, where's the horn? Put the horn. I'm just kidding. The horn is
All right. Hey, we'll see you. We'll see you later, Okafor. I appreciate you calling in. You're a stand-up guy that way, but your knee jerks a little too quickly.
Yeah. Smitty, I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm coming from Marvin Harrison Jr. next.
Whoa. Next? Okay, go ahead and why don't you come for that now? What's wrong with Marvin Harrison Jr.? God, real quickly before you say a word, can you at least admit that I'm 100,000% right? I'm a psych major. The reason I got my degree was just for you. Okay, I had a premonition. I said I need to go to school for psych. I'm not going to use my degree anyway. I'm going to become a YouTuber. But there's a guy named Okafor I need to analyze. Let's get my degree. Tell me I'm wrong. You need to see things before you believe. Traditionally, across the board, you are a very much let someone else take the risk, and if it's safe, I'll jump. But I need 4 or 5 people to jump and leap to see that there's no rocks below before I'll even consider jumping. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
I want to say in general, yes, but I mean we're using the same things that we see to make a projection. I was super high on Garrett Wilson coming out. I didn't see him pop up in the NFL before I caught him the bandwagon. It's my thing is an overrated, underrated type of deal. If there's hype, unnecessary hype for anything that I don't believe is deserved, then I was cool. I was cool with Marv until I started hearing Calvin Johnson. Right when it started getting up to that point, I said, hold on a second. He's good. He's really good. He has all the measurables.
He's really good now. He's really good. You want him. You want to draft him. He's really good. You want to draft him. He's got the measurables. He's going to be great. You're just mad. You're mad because someone compared him to Calvin Johnson.
Yes.
And now you're rooting for his demise because someone mentioned Cal. It's ridiculous. I'm telling you, you can't get past me on this psych stuff. 101. You are easy to read. You're easy to read, Okafor. I don't dislike you at all. I like Okafor a lot. There's a reason why Okafor stays in this channel besides being one of the most negative people I can find. It's because we need him. We need him more than he needs us. We need Okafors in our drafts. We need 3 and 4 Okafors in our drafts because this man's rooting against Marvin Harrison Jr., who he admits has the talent, who he admits is great. But because somebody has high expectations and he hasn't earned it yet, he wants nothing to do with it. He's going to let all of us take over, test out the waters, and he's going to come in when the coast is clear, the waves are gone. You're literally going to let us go test out the waves. Once you see us riding high on the waves, you're going to come out on your board, and there's not going to be one single wave left, Okafor. You're going to be swimming by yourself. A shark's going to come up, and then Bijan's going to save you, and you're still not going to believe in him.
Do you think he's better than Justin Jefferson? You see more potential in him than Justin Jefferson? Because I did not. I do not. When I watch the two of them, I see a little bit something more out of JJ.
But why are we going there when that's not where he's getting drafted? But Okafor, your doubt is coming from a place of probably where you're drafting him in today's NFL draft environment. He's not going anywhere near JJ. So why are we talking about JJ? Why don't we talk about the players around his ADP where you don't like him? If you're coming for Marvin Harrison Jr. next, his ADP is in the second round in redraft, which I admit is high. But tell me something about that. Ask me questions about that. Don't say, do you like him better than the number 1 overall player in Dynasty Fantasy Football, Smitty? Because Marvin Harrison Jr. is not going number 1. Okafor, this is not an appropriate question.
It's me evaluating his talent. Fantasy-wise, I think I'm fine with where he's going in best ball because if he lands in the Cardinals, I'd like what's probably going to happen there.
Back? Are you riding a bike backwards right now? Are you backpedaling as we speak? What are you talking about? You like him in best ball. You actually like his value. You just want to hate on him.
I don't
Wheel Snipe Selly keeps dropping him. Wheel Snipe, you keep dropping him. You're dropping. Unfortunately, Will Snipe Selly's not dropping more gifted memberships, and Okafor is backpedaling. The steps that Okafor's taking backwards still exceed what Wheel Snipe City's gifting.
Like, at the end of the day, the fantasy community, they get it. Like even Bijan, where he was going, like, yeah, he had the potential to be the number one fantasy running back, and just things did not work out. Like, fantasy-wise, at the end of the day, they end up in the right place. But, because, the people, the hive mind usually comes to a...
Okafor, I love you, pal, but you're making no sense right now. You basically are telling us you like Marvin Harrison Jr. where he is, but you just said, I'm coming for Marvin Harrison next. All of us are confused. What's going on here?
They were... Okay. It's about the hype for the prospect coming out of college.
So you're mad at the hype, but you still like the value. This makes no sense.
There's hype, but then I look at the value and I'm like where he's going in drafts, and I'm like,
that you like it. You said you like it though. You're like, I like it in best ball. He's going in the second round in best ball. You're like, I like it. So in redraft, you like him in the second round, which I admit is a high draft selection. You like it. What are we talking about here? My point is, you just like to hate on, especially on players that haven't earned it yet. I don't know what it is about, and again, this is psychology. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about that would happen in your life. I'm trying to get to the root of this that made you not necessarily. It doesn't have to come from jealousy. You're jealous that somebody's getting the accolades before they've proven it, but something must have happened to you in your life where somebody was you got passed over for a promotion or something. It could be something small like that. It could be something huge. It could be about your siblings. Maybe your brother always got credit before he did anything, and here you are working your ass off, and you don't get credit from your parents at all. What is it? Is there something you can really say, Smitty, you just actually nailed it on the head? But what is it that might be driving this unhappiness with someone's success or climb before they've earned it, when you actually are telling me you value Marvin Harrison Jr. exactly where his ADP is, but you're coming for Marvin to tear him down? Does it make sense, Okafor?
Okay. So if we dropped Calvin Johnson on a draft board, okay, if we had near prime Calvin Johnson, you drop him there, where do you think he would go? I'd expect him to be up in the top 3 or 4 receivers. So that's where the hype is. Or so maybe somewhere around
Why can't he eventually be the next Calvin Johnson? Because he hasn't earned it yet? That pisses you off? That pisses you off that people say that people are not calling him Calvin Johnson in his prime. They're saying this could be the next Calvin Johnson. That's typically what you're going to hear. And I don't necessarily think that's the right comp either. It's not my comp. I'm just saying I pretty much can predict that what you're hearing isn't he's better than Calvin Johnson ever was. That's not what people are probably saying. I bet you $1 million almost that somebody's just saying he's the next Calvin Johnson, and that pisses you off because he hasn't proved it or earned it, even though you love his value.
It's not because he hasn't proved it. It's because I don't see it. A lot of these. It depends on what you if you put stuff on Calvin Johnson, there's numbers, and then there's actual talent. What you see them.
The chat's not buying it. The chat's not buying it. Okafor, does your brother get all the credit in the family, and you work harder than your brother? And he just do you fix your mom's plumbing and the roof and everything? Your brother comes over and just takes the trash out, and she's like, "Yes, my younger son took the trash out." Okafor, hook the plumbing back up. Good God, the man does nothing. Is it rooted from something like that? It's got to be, because you have this innate instinct to crap on anybody getting talked about. Like Gibbs, you could not stand that Jahmyr Gibbs so much so that we put you on this list.
Actually, I do.
To the planet known as Uranus.
You what? Like Puka. Puka put up the most receiving yards out of
pissed you off.
any receiver ever. Okay, Do you think Puka was more talented?
Look
than
at
all
your
the
art.
receivers? No.
You're crapping on Puka. You can't help yourself, Okafor.
Okay,
You
Puka-
can't help yourself. You're literally trying to come in and say Puka Nacua didn't earn every single bit of.
I was just saying.
You just said-
he's not the numbers he put up does not match
What?
like what his.
What?
The numbers
His
he put up
look?
suggest
His
he's
look?
like a
Are you profiling him now? What do you mean doesn't match? What are you talking about?
Saying, to me, he's kind of like a Sean McVay. I mean, he's so
Oh.
good. He has good traits, good attributes. But a lot
What
of
is-
his shots.
what is this? What is this, bro? He doesn't.
No,
What he doesn't. He doesn't fit the. He doesn't fit the illustration. He doesn't fit the illustration of a typical wide receiver. Like what? What do you mean he doesn't fit? What do you mean does he play like the most? Doesn't he play like the most gritty wide receiver you've ever seen, Okafor?
Yeah, he is. But pretty soon, if I start hearing Puka as a top 5 receiver, I'm gonna start. I might go on one of the Smitty rants. Okay, that might start happening.
No, to go on a Smitty rant, you actually have to have people that are like, "Hey, let's see that rant." Nobody wants to see this rant. Let's try it. Let's go on a Puka Nacua rant. Here we go. Okay, Okafor's going on a Puka Nacua rant. Go ahead, Okafor. Tell us how you really feel about Puka Nacua. Go.
Puka Nacua, he's a decent receiver, but I mean, he came into the league as a 5th round pick. He was a 5th round pick for a reason. Okay.
Oh, he was?
What happened is Cooper Cup, came in a little hunched over. By the way, to remind you, Cooper Cup was also a 5th round receiver. Also to remind you, Kyron Williams, also undrafted. kind of funny, all of them play for the same coach, kind of just Sean McVay. But anywho. So Puka, like I said, he's a decent guy.
Decent? He's decent. He's decent. He's decent.
He can shoot hoops. He has good. Actually, I can't even say he has good hands. He had like 13 drops this season. He had like some of the highest number of drops in the league. No, he didn't get the most targets.
He's decent. He's decent. Okay.
Yeah,
he's decent.
Let Deontay Johnson drop 13 balls.
Look, do you know? Like, do you not see what I see? The chat sees. Look, the chat knows me as the best deepfake psychologist on the internet. Okay, they know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. I've got you pegged like no other. You've literally, like, in your own Puka Nacua argument, you had to poo-poo on Kyron Williams. You had to cough and mention that he was this, untouted, like he can't possibly be really that good, just so you know. Kyron Williams is also not good. Puka Nacua doesn't look like or fit the bill of a typical wide receiver, even though every single person in here is going to say, bro, this guy looked absolutely freaking phenomenal. And he fits the part.
All I'm saying is he's good, but a lot of he was blessed
Colin Wheel Snipe
in a nice situation.
Colin Wheel Snipe. I didn't see her calling in. No, you have no argument here. You really tried to crap on Kyron while you were crapping on Puka, and you've literally said he doesn't fit the bill. He's decent. You saying he's decent made everybody just, I think.
He's good, okay, but he's not top. How would I put him? There are a lot of good receivers in this. Like, dude, do I think he's better than Drake London? No. But Drake London's in a terrible situation, so you're not going to be able to see that. Do I think he's better than? I don't know. I feel like you could put a whole lot of receivers in that same situation.
Give me as many as you could think of that are better than Puka Nacua. Go. Wheel Snipe calling again.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I got a list of receivers. Let's see. C.D. Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Jabbar Chase. I'll throw him in wrong there. A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Ayuk. I have to think about Ayuk. Debo. If you put him in that system, you might do about the same kind of thing. Maybe not Olave. Devontae Adams. Nico, I don't know. Pittman. I don't know.
Pittman.
Mike Evans. Stephon Diggs, I don't know what's going on with him now.
Oh, but what, you give him a pass because he looks like the prototypical wide receiver?
I don't know what's going on with him and Josh Allen,
but since he's done it before, you're going to give him the pass. But Puka, who just dropped fire all over, so you basically have Puka easily outside your top 15, 16 receivers.
I could keep going down the list.
Okay, before we end this call, Wheel Snipe calling again. I don't know why I'm not getting your call, but try calling again. I don't know why Wheel Snipe isn't getting through. Can you try a different phone? Maybe I don't know why that would be blocked. Maybe are you allowed to? Are you getting some sort of weird message? So you would say like he's not in your top 20 receivers?
That might be possible. I'm saying like take him out and put him in a different receiver situation.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Okay. Can you take Christian McCaffrey out of San Francisco? Because had he not gone to San Francisco, he probably wouldn't have been revived the way he got revived. Can you take C.J. Stroud out of Houston and make him drafted to Carolina? No, you can't play that game, Okafor. This is what you got. This is the problem. Is you're. It's not. I don't think it's jealousy. Because I don't think you're jealous. Maybe it is rooted in that. I don't know. Maybe did you play football and you got injured or something? And your career went down the tubes. Yeah.
Funny. I mean, that's how it happened. But
what?
It's not. I mean, I did. I mean, I played football in high school.
And you got hurt, and you had aspirations. You were going to go far, and you got injured.
Hold on. Went to college, then dropped it because I didn't think I had enough time. Then tried again at the age of 24 to like make some kind of late life comeback, and then hurt my back, and then that was.
I knew.
Mashed potatoes!
But that has nothing.
No. It has everything to do with the Okafor. I just nailed it. I nailed it. Look, inward look at yourself. You're jealous that Puka Nakua's done it without the resume you felt like you had. Kyron's done it without. Hold on, Kyron's done it without the resume you felt in your heart you had. You feel like if you weren't cheated out of your bad decisions early on to screw around and not play football, and then to go try it and hurt your back, you feel like you got screwed twice: your bad decisions, and then your injury. And you're down on players. This is your MO. You're down on players that feel like they didn't earn it. You feel like you should have a better shot than they did. That's what you're thinking. It's all rooted in that. All of it, bro. All of it. You could be a better fantasy player if you recognized and fixed this, but you don't want to.
No. I am 100% at peace. Okay, me making that late attempt to come back has calmed my mind down of any of those things. But it has like nothing to do with it. This is just me trying to be an objective fantasy football player.
You let me decide what it has to do with it. You're on my couch. You're on my couch, and you wouldn't know if this is deeply rooted in haunting you. But I bet you in your workplace, you feel the same way. If Cindy over in accounting gets a raise, but she just got there 4 months ago, and you've been there 2 years, you are so pissed off. You're not happy for her. You're not sitting here saying, how can I get that? You literally are pissed off about it. Wheel Snipe City's trying to call in, and he can't. I don't understand. $2 hauler, appreciate you. Could an admin give Hazelnut 1 month membership, please? There's no way to actually manually give anybody a membership. It does it all randomly by YouTube. There's no manual process. And Wheel Snipe Selly dropping that $10. Get 30 carries a game. Who gets 30 carries a game is what Wheel Snipe City said. Wheel Snipe, we're going to go on the Dynasty channel in a minute, and there's memberships over there as well now. We're completely monetized on the Dynasty channel. Okafor, I've had a good time trying to break this down. You're over your hour. So I'm going to go ahead and send you packing. I hope you think about some of this stuff. You write down in a journal how you're feeling and come back for a second session when we can really get some progress. And I think and not only improve your life overall in terms of just wishing people downfalls, but also make you a better fantasy football manager by not clinging to these things that are driving values down when they shouldn't. You not liking Puka in your top 20 wide receivers makes me feel like a kindergartner can beat you at fantasy football. That is one of the craziest takes I've ever heard in my life. Puka Nacua is not in your top 20 wide receivers, let alone top 20 overall. A kindergartner that's never played fantasy could walk in and mop the floor with you.
As an individual player, as an individual receiver, no. As a fantasy player, that's a different story. But I might also have to add that someone did steal Puka from me.
Of course they did.
The season started.
Of course they did. They stole Puka because you doubted him.
That might have added a little bit of resentment to it, you know.
Yeah, of course it did. Of course it did, because it's all about jealousy and striking back and being bitter about what's happening outside of your world. If it's not in your world, it doesn't deserve the success. That's the look. I'm trying to help you. I know what I'm doing here. If I wasn't a YouTuber, I might be a full-time psychologist. I studied it for a reason, because I had a desire to. I loved watching and analyzing people. I promise you, you'll have more fulfillment in your life if you just believe me and try and let go of this. Try not to ever wish ill will or downfalls to anybody, and success will come flowing in like water and wine into your life. Don't worry about what other people do. And it'll also make you such a better fantasy manager. There's zero reason Puka Nacua should be outside your top 20 overall, let alone top 20 wide receivers. The only explanation is that you are blinded by resentment and jealousy for what happened to him. It didn't happen to you. And resentment and jealousy for the owner that snagged him. And you couldn't even ride vicariously through Puka. Like, maybe that was you. Maybe it could have been you, Puka. But you didn't get him, so you don't want anything to do with that journey. That's what this is all about. I promise you, Okafor. I know what I'm doing. Step back and think about it tonight. Another session tomorrow. All right, later.
No, all right.
Theo. We just rocked his world. We just rocked his world. He's got a lot to think about tonight.
I'm kind of scared about Kyron. A lot of people are saying that he's going to get that they're going to bring another running back in because they're scared that he can't block and they want to protect Stafford.
Wait, say it one more time.
A lot of people are saying that they'll bring in another back to the Rams because they want to protect Stafford, and Kyron's not a good blocking back.
I disagree. I 100,000% disagree with that.
I hope that's true. I hope you're. Yeah, I hope.
Yeah,
I really hope so.
Yeah. You know who started that rumor? Okafor. Okafor's been on the forums going. It's Okafor 257 on the forum, then 256 Okafor, then 4 Oka 277. He's got all these screen names, and he's just probably going in there going, Kyron doesn't deserve it. It should have been me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It was. Have you ever heard of the Podfather?
Oh, bro.
We
don't.
Finish him. Call terminated.
We don't do other show drops on here because people get stupid silly with it promoting it. So you get knocked off the phone line, plain and simple. $20 holler from Wheel Snipe Selly. Hey Selly, where are you, my guy? Dial in one more time. I'm looking at the phone line. Let's see if it works. Phone number's on the screen. Let me put it on the screen. Will Snipe Selly says $20 holler. What is the link to the next live stream? I don't have it yet, but I'll tell you what. I'll drop it in the live chat as soon as I go live with it, because I can then drop it in the live chat while the other live stream is live. Okay, so what is the link? Thank you for the $20 holler. By the way, you get the new $20 holler blast. Go.
Oh, yeah, give me $20 holler, 'cause everyone's getting bothered, and Brees Hall isn't bothered. Smitty Smitty, everybody's pretty. I don't even know why they're getting ditty why, but I do die and I live by the sword. And anyone who lies, then they all die.
Denny's amazing. $20 hauler from Wheel Snipe Selly. I don't know how long we'll keep that one. We'll probably have a buffet of $20 hauler, and you can hashtag in your $20 hauler with what scene you want played. If you want the Denny scene, if you want the money drop scene, we'll come up with different things. Brees Hall scene, whatever the case may be. But Denny's is pretty popular right now. We're going to jump over to the other live stream. Wheel Snipe Selly, appreciate you. Keep this live chat up, and I'll drop the link into the live chat for all of you to click. Okay, so nobody go anywhere. I'm going to end the live stream. Let me pull up the live stream on mobile here. I'm going to be monitoring the live stream. Maybe we'll give Theo another chance on the Dynasty channel. Theo, if you're watching, just hang tight, but definitely not... no soup for you. Okay, so I've got the live chat up right now. I'm going to end the live stream, start the new live stream, drop the link in the chat right now so every single one of you can click in and jump in. So I'll see you all on the new live stream. Wheel Snipe Selly, appreciate your $20 hauler, all your gifted memberships, your super chats, appreciate you. You're the man. All right, get ready. Here comes the link. The Vault, we're going over to the Dynasty channel. Hang tight for the link.